Welcome to the Gazette's Her Women of Achievement Honoree Spotlight. I'm your host, Emily Hawk, Special Sections Editor here at the Gazette. And with me today is our Her Honoree, Dr. Jean Littlejohn. She's the
Hello.
Executive Director of Iowa City's Family Folk Machine. So
Thanks for having
Jean,
me on.
yeah, it's great to have you. So if you could first just start off just by telling us a little bit about yourself, Jean.
Sure. I live in Iowa City with my husband, Michael Souter. We have two kids, Sebastian and Benjamin. And we've lived in Iowa City since 2005. And I'm a musician. My background is in organ performance and music theory. I have a doctorate in music theory. And I used to teach music theory and then stopped doing that. And then I've been, we started the Family Folk Machine in 2013, and I've been the artistic and executive director of that group since, well, since the founding, but officially since we incorporated as a nonprofit in 2018. And I'm also music director at Trinity Episcopal Church in Iowa City.
Excellent. Well, thanks for telling us a little bit about yourself. So first, I just want to ask you, you're being recognized for your work with Family Folk Machine. Can you
Mhm.
tell us what inspired or inspires you to do this work?
Before the Family Folk Machine started, our family moved to the Boston area for 2 years, and my kids were really young, about like 1 and 5 when we were out there. And we were able to get involved with a couple different intergenerational choirs in the Boston area, the Newton Family Singers and the Family Folk Chorale. And we knew we'd be moving back to Iowa City, and I didn't want to lose this experience for my kids because I'd seen what a good musical environment it was for their development. And I loved the type of community it created, just a place where adults and children could participate in a musical activity as equals. I had never dreamed of starting something from scratch before, but I thought Iowa City would be a really receptive area for this type of concept. And so when we moved back, I started talking to some people and we got the choir going, and it's just grown and flourished in the years since then. And I think it's still true for me that working with the kids who are involved in the Family Folk Machine is just sort of the guiding light of it, where any decision we have to make or when I'm thinking about programming, I'm always guided by what I think will benefit the kids the most to learn, because at least for us it seems to be true across the board that whatever's best for the kids is actually also going to be best for all the adults as well.
Absolutely. And could you just tell me what bold choices you've had to make to get where you are today?
Well, I mean, I guess in my own story, the two main things were like, one, I had to be willing to step away from college teaching, which is what I was really trained to do and I started doing, and I loved very much, in fact. But it just seemed incompatible with our family life when my kids were young, and so I just sort of put that on hiatus, and then I haven't returned to it because now I'm doing many other things instead. But then just again, the idea that I could start an organization is just something I would have thought I absolutely did not have the skill set for. But one of the beautiful things I've learned working with the Family Folk Machine is that those holes in your own skill set can be actually some of the most important things about you, because it leaves space for other people to step in, and that is where community building can happen sometimes, that you have the will to do something, and then people who have those skills that you're missing will come along and step up, and it gives them a purpose to work with you too. And that's also kind of the way a choir works. You know, we all depend on each other. the soprano section can't do it alone. We all need each other to do our parts to make it work. And so it's been a great learning experience for me, actually.
Thank you for sharing that. And what advice for others do you have who are currently building their stories?
I guess like one thing that happened to me that has been very inspiring is that when I was teaching college music theory at a small liberal arts school, I one time had a very talented student come in and visit me in my office and just kind of with questions about, career possibilities because he was very good at music theory. And he said this very simple thing. He said, I want to help. And I've just thought about that so much since that time. And I think, we kind of get these ideas about these safe paths that we can take through our adult life. But if you can also just keep your focus on, like, well, what are the ways that you can help with whatever skills you have. Like, you might think like, oh, directing a choir, how is that helping? But then you realize how people in the choir rely on each other for social support, and the kind of difference that it can make in people's lives, just in terms of the richness of connection and just building up that feeling of goodwill between people. And it seems important.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Jean. And I just want to thank you and thank you to our viewers for helping us celebrate our 2024 Her Women of Achievement. For all of our 2024 Her Honoree interviews, go to www.her.today. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much, Jean.
Thank you, Emily.